by drive. Kelly Neff, I have always been an openly positive person. So when I had the opportunity to teach humanuality to college students, I jumped at the chance. Having just completed my MA in social psychology, as a young 24-year-old, I thought I knew a lot about. But, as it happens, my perspective was broadened and I developed a whole new understanding of the subject. Here are the 5 most important things I learned in 7 years of teaching the psychology of human sexuality. 1. There is no such thing as usually normal. One of the most common questions I get asked by students is, "Am I normal?" And my response is always, no. Not because there's anything wrong with them, but because there is no such thing as usually normal. Sure, there might be statistical averages, but in terms of some kind of moral, religious or ethical normality, as long as you're not doing legitimate harm to yourself or someone else, your usual desires and behavior are perfectly acceptable and okay. There is an immense variation in natural human usual behavior, ranging, for example, from someone who masturbates 30 times a day to someone who masturbates once in 30 years. Both are equally legitimate from a scientific perspective. Attempting to standardize or cast judgments across a species with so much variety would be profoundly unscientific. Many of my students find this to be a huge weight off their shoulders, having grown up feeling ashamed, embarrassed, or judged because of their uality. 2. Nearly everyone has insecurities about their gender and ual bodies. Part of the embarrassment and shame regarding uality has to do with the relentless media bombardment dictating what is and is not ually attractive. From a young age, both men and women are given incredibly narrow confines of acceptable masculinity and femininity, paired with unrealistic and virtually impossible ideals of beauty. The end result is a culture of individuals programmed to buy products to alleviate their conditioned body insecurities and perceived ual inadequacies. I will never forget being approached after a class by one of the most beautiful girls I had ever seen, who was in tears about how fat and unattractive she felt. I blame the media, but I also blame parents for not taking the time to educate their children about positive self-esteem and the manipulative intent of the mainstream media. 3. Be selective with your ual partners. I have learned that is a truly sacred act on physical, psychological, and spiritual levels. Careless choices of ual partners can lead to a myriad of problems, ranging from ually transmitted infections and unwanted pregnancies, to emotional problems and abusive relationships. Moreover, represents a spiritual merging of energy fields, which brings people together in profound and unexpected ways. For example, research shows that some women hold on to the DNA of their male partners even when they do not become pregnant. So please enjoy, but remember to be safe and selective. Trust your instincts, and if you can't imagine intimately sharing your energy or space with that person, avoid ual contact. 4. In many parts of the world, women have almost no rights or representation. This is the hardest lesson to swallow, and it is something that makes it difficult for me to sleep at night. In America, 1 in 6 women will experience an attempted or completed rape in their lifetime, and according to the World Health Organization, the statistic for women worldwide is closer to 1 in 3. A woman is raped every 4 minutes in South Africa. Women in Saudi Arabia are not permitted to drive, and 91% of women in Egypt experience female genital mutilation. The list goes on, but suffice it to say, the oppression of the women of planet Earth is very real and highly disturbing. Thank you. We are blessed with freedom fighters like Eve Ensler of the V-Day organization, but the battle for true equality is far from over. I still maintain hope that as people continue to awaken and raise the planet's vibration, things will change and the violence will stop, but it starts with each of us. 5. There is still a lot about we do not know and cannot explain. Although there are plenty of theories around, many scientific questions about remain unanswered. We have minimal understanding of causes of the ual paraphilias, understood as extreme fetishes and harmful ual behaviors towards others. Researchers continue to study the biological source of homoality, and while cures for AIDS and other viral STIs appear to be on the horizon, nothing is definite. New information appears all the time, so what we think we know can also change. For example, until 1975 homoality was classified as a form of mental illness, But now we know that this is definitely not the case. 6 Scientific breakthroughs in the field of ology are happening every day, but researchers could always use more funding and more institutional support. Who knows what the future may teach us, but I look forward to finding out. Source: Mind Body Green. Let's block ads. Why?